This is the best time to be in content because everybody is consuming content. Data is cheap, phones are cheaper.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the second episode of our podcast, Pepper Spotlight. My name is Pawan Rochwani, and we really liked the DMs and the emails that you guys sent about the first episode. We were constantly checking out the comment section and the retweets and the mentions that we were getting. So, thank you so much for showing us some love on the very first episode of Pepper Spotlight, where we had Amit Doshi. To tell you all about who the guest for the second episode is, this person has and expertise in going viral. He is basically a master of video marketing and has managed to gain millions and millions of views, shares, retweets, and all of those things. So, without taking much of your time, I want to introduce you all to our guest for today, Mr. Ashish Chopra, who is also the author of the book Fast, Cheap, and Viral, and is also the VP of Content Marketing at Ixigo. And this conversation is pre-recorded. It was recorded around last week of December, so you might get some reference about the trends of 2020. But I'm very sure you will enjoy the whole conversation because it's very, very insightful for me as well to understand how he thinks about going about his content and all the campaigns that they do at Ixigo, and also about his book. You'll know at the end of the conversation about. Uh, how insightful the book is and how the process for him writing this book is. Without taking much time, let's jump directly into the conversation.
Thank you so much, Ashish, for giving us your time for being on this podcast, Pepper Spotlight. Everyone in the team is a big fan of
Thank
your
you.
work and your book as well.
Thank you.
I quickly want to start with you, and this is about something that I read, and in your personal blog as well as one of the few episodes, podcast episodes that you have been into. You say that for any video piece of content, the shareability factor is something that's very important. But how do you measure if a piece of content or a piece of video is share worthy or not?
See, the only thing which matters in content to me, in my experience, is share worthiness, is engagement. Because a big thing I've seen everywhere in the industry in the last couple of years as well, that people focus on like content should not be about the brand. Content should be about the people who consume the brand. Content should be about the user, your customers, about their life, their journeys, their pain points, and that's where the content should emerge from. So to me, I'm connected with the word viral, which is very dangerous because viral is an outcome; it's not in our hands. So the only thing which I focus on, the only operating word for viral is share worthy. Now, what exactly is share worthy? This guy from Forbes asked me this question a couple of years back. You say share worthy content. What is share worthy? Right. So I have 5 categories which have been validated, experimented on. I'm not saying there's not a 6th category, but we haven't experimented on the 6th category. So these 5 categories are obsessed about understanding users, their pain points, their situations. And when we create content genuinely in their interest, that's when we get the share. Because when a video shows up in your timeline, right? Any video which shows up in a timeline, Insta, Facebook, wherever, first we need to grab their attention, then we want them to watch for 3 to 6 seconds, then we want them to watch the whole thing, then share, then tag their cousins. It's a tall order to ask for a share, right? So the 5 categories are either the content is inspirational, or it's useful, or it celebrates their life, or it's topical, or it attempts to make the world a better place, change the world. So it's IUCTC. So inspirational, useful, celebrate their life, topical, or change the world. Inspiration is stuff you watch something, you're inspired, you want to tag 5 of your friends. Useful is when we make an exhaustive list of the pain points of users and we creatively try to solve that. The pain points which we cannot solve become the 3rd category, which is we celebrate their life. 4th is topical. If something happening in the news, the fancy word is moment marketing or news jacking, you can call whatever you want. you align your brand DNA with a breaking news story, a breaking trend, and that's topical content. And the last is change the world. If you create something which genuinely attempts to make the world a better place, then every Facebook post, every tweet, every post on social is an attempt in that direction. And that little video becomes a vehicle where everybody joins in and becomes a tiny movement. So these are the 5 categories which I obsess about. I mean, the book itself is a filter to look at your brand, to look at your audience, and these 5 categories, help me look at the audience from these three, 5, vantage points. Is it inspirational? Will he watch it and find it useful and share with 5 of his friends, or find it relatable, or is it topical, and or it attempts to make the world a better place? I hope that answers the question. I gave you a 5 number answer for a 1 number question.
It does. And something that you were answering in between was, how can we grab their attention in the first 3 to 6 seconds? Do you think that's the attention span in general of people on the internet, or do we still have scope for people, who consume long form of content, or let's say people
I mean, of course there's long form content, of course there's short form content, of course there are tweets, and of course there are long form articles as well. Like, if we understand user behavior, there are 2 types of platforms, right? One is destination platforms like YouTube, Netflix, Amazon, Hotstar. You go as a destination and then you watch, right? You go to YouTube, you go to Netflix, you give half an hour, 1 hour, you watch long form content. Great. But the other platforms are destination hangout platforms, right? One is, you go to the platform, the first case. The second is, like, nobody goes to Instagram, nobody goes to Facebook, nobody goes to Twitter, because you live on Instagram, you live on Facebook, you check it 10,000 times a day. So when a lot of the people are spending a lot of time on these platforms, and the nature of such user behavior is short attention span. So we need to grab their attention meaningfully and then engage with them. So short form content gives higher ROI, more bang for the buck all throughout the day than long form content. I mean, long form has its space. Definitely it has its space, right? But we spend a lot of our days in short form content, in spending time on social, and that's where the short form content really dominates. So long form ka jagah hai, but it's like, we think our audience, like, nobody's sitting in a movie hall with 2 hours attention span, right? People are busy in their lives. There's so much happening, chaos happening, problems with life, with career, blah, 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 monkey chatter in my head. Then uske alawa, there's a tiny screen, which there is a lot of chaos in that as well, right? Yeah. So if we spend a lot of time, because wherever our audience will spend time, that's where our content will be. If, for example, suddenly next year, everybody stops using Facebook, everybody stops using, say, social Insta, and they only watch Netflix, then we'll be creating content for Netflix, right? So wherever our audience is, that's where we will be. So short form content to me right now dominates, and it gives you this power to tell your story and get out, instead of, because the whole idea of content is to, like, meaningfully engage with them. It's like you hold their hand and take them on a journey. तो अगर आप 2 घंटे के लिए उनकी टेंशन रोक सकते हो, great. राइट अगर वो 2 घंटे सोच के आए हैं कि मूवी देखने आए हैं 1 घंटे की या फिर आधे घंटे का शो, then it's awesome. But if I'm busy, if somebody's sitting on the pot, or going having their lunch, or chaos happening in their daily life, short form content definitely wins.
Is this the reason why Instagram is focusing too much on reels, or let's say YouTube has started with YouTube Shorts now, and they have been promoting and creating tutorials and master classes about how to create YouTube Shorts? Is this the reason why they are moving into that direction?
The only reason is that YouTube was the first in the game in video, right? Then every platform became a video platform. Now with the rise of TikTok, one thing was certain, that short form content, and that too, like 15-second short form content, exploded. Another thing I loved was that it made everybody a content creator, which was amazing. Like, there was an immense talent in the country, right? So, the writing was on the wall for a long time that short form is going to be huge. That's why Insta was really fast to come up with reels when TikTok was banned. YouTube is experimenting with short form content. There's space for everything, but wherever we spend the most time, because all this, is in the category of snackable content. right? Like I've written in the book, I take trips in the train to see how people are consuming content, because from one station to another is like 5-10 minutes, and everybody has their phone out, and just sneak behind somebody and see what their user behavior is like. The whole thing, the whole purpose of creating content is to stop that thumb from swiping up, right? So Sara game comes to stopping the thumb from swiping up. So short form content, because nobody wants to commit to a 20-minute video on a train ride, on sitting on the pot, or having lunch, or talking to somebody middle of Zoom calls, right? Uske liye we give a dedicated time at certain times of the day.
Something, and I remember you have mentioned this in one of your interview about how you observe people when they are consuming content in a train or on the road or everywhere else. Are you like always driven by this authentic kind of storytelling, trying to immerse yourself into everyone's and in your audience's mind to understand what they really want? Is this your process?
Yeah, to be honest, it's not about there's no conscious effort to be authentic. The conscious effort is to obsess about your users and customers, right? Your brand exists because of customer love. Your brand is successful because of customer love, right? And when any entrepreneur is obsessed about the user experience of a product, right, that's when you see great updates. That's when you see customer love, you getting back. So to me, it's about obsessing about our audience, because the content should not be about the brand, it should be about the users who consume the brand, right? For example, for a users in the orbit of users pain points, pain points are stuff just say frustration or not just problem, the tiniest of micro moments, right? Usme one pain point your product solves, right? From Lixigo can solve how to book a flight, how to book a train. Zomato can solve how to order foods. HDFC can do personal finance, blah, blah, blah. But in that orbit, there are a lot of pain points which your product does not solve. For example, if somebody goes from Delhi to Chennai and he doesn't know how to speak Tamil, a flight or train app will not solve that. But that's the pain point of a traveler, and making the lives of a travelers better is the DNA of, say, Ixigo, is the DNA of any other brand, right? So focusing on the pain points, obsessing about their experiences. And even if like we were making a video for trains, and I'm like, when you're making a video for audience which will be coming on trains, you don't take those decisions sitting in a boardroom. I mean, research karke, we took train trips to actually validate. You have to walk in their shoes. Like a friend of mine wanted to create content for LinkedIn for college students, right? I'm like, tumne kitne college students se baat kari hai? He's like, nahi. I'm like, do you know what their problems are? Do you know what their pain points are? What's the number one pain point for college students? He's like, getting jobs. I'm like, no, rishtedar, relatives. Like, make calls and make a list of pain points ki inki life mein chote pain point kya hai. One, because it will help you create content which is authentically about them. And second, if the content is about them, it helps them express who they are. Wahin se to engagement aayegi. If you keep tooting your horn, hamara product, hamara logo, sabse badhiya, like nobody gives a shit to that anymore. There's ad blindness, there's ad fatigue. आप newspaper उठाते हो 5 पेज के बाद शुरू करते हो, because 5 पेज में there is bullshit. You're always hunting for content, right? So I believe that it should start from the users. If for example, if Ixigo is about travel, travelers की life में pain points क्या है? If it's say Zomato, Swiggy, people who order food, eat food, love food, unki pain points kya hai? If it's HDFC, people who struggle with finance, unki pain points kya hai? And when you make an exhaustive list of pain points, there's a gold mine right there, right? Like I speak to a lot of agencies, and they're crazy about we have one idea. I'm not one idea, we have 50,000 ideas, right? Because when you make a list of your user, अगर आप users को जाके गले लगाओगे, आपको पता लगेगा इतने सारे ideas, इतने सारे micro moments, इतने सारे pain points आपके सामने already हैं, right? So, I mean, the whole authenticity, to be honest, is the nature of the content, because the word authentic has been celebrated in the last couple of years when it connected to content, because growing up with TV and watching movies, that was not authentic at all, right? That was scripted, that was made up for the screen. And that's why the internet and internet video took off, because it was authentic. What you see is what you get. So the more authentic a video is, right, the more chances of it going forward, because it feels more real than than scripted and then Shah Rukh Khan. So the audience has evolved a lot in consuming content, right? So an authentic also gives you that inner satisfaction कि मतलब we've done something to make a world a better place and not just peddle a brand. Brand तो हो ही जाएगा, branding तो हो ही जाएगी. When your video reaches millions of people and engagement, तो brand के साथ engagement हो रहा है ना, मतलब कोई NGO थोड़ा खोल रखा है हमने.
Yeah. But when you're trying to, talk about those pain points and, not do like a direct advertisement for your brand, maybe, using those pain points, you try to create content about that. Do you also have in mind that, okay, let's have 30% of brand placement and 70% let's talk about the pain point only, or is it like completely 100%?
अरे यार आप pure see. The whole book is about obsessing about user experience, obsessing about users. आपके idea कहाँ से आएंगे? When you give a shit about your users. आपके idea आएंगे when you actually make an exhaustive list of the pain points. आपके pain point आ गए, right? उसके बाद when people will be watching the content on the tiny screens, the video have to be tailored to tiny screens. 3 to 6 attention span मैंने नहीं बोला है, वो ये है कि because that's what's come from the user's behavior right now. Right? When we say, we give a shit about user experience, it's not just their pain points. It's about where are they watching videos? How are they watching videos? On what screens are they watching videos? Right? Are they starting conversations? Does it matter in their life that they start conversations or not? So everything starts from users. Right? जब बात आती है brand placement की, लोगों कितना बड़ा, लोगों कितना छोटा, the only rule of the thumb I have is we finalize our idea, our storytelling first. We never bring brand in the picture at all. Because अगर brand पहले आ गया, अगर brand manager पहली मीटिंग में बैठा होगा, तो वो फिर लोगों का साइज ही बड़ा होगा, कुछ नहीं होगा. Right? Because brand integration has to be native to the story, the native to the video, native to the narrative of how things are going. It should not be like अब एक वीडियो चल रहा है बीच में ring शक्ति, मतलब ऐसा नहीं होगा. Right? It has to be very smooth, it has to be part of the whole narrative. So once that concept is ready, then we integrate brand. And if you see all the videos right over the last 6 years, the brand is so smoothly part of the narrative, and that's the game. Right? Of course, branding logo होगा, beginning होगा, end होगा, बीच में भी integration होगा, और plagiarize now, so we have to make sure कि मतलब we integrate brand, because so many videos have been copied, plagiarized, some by really rich people, influencer. It's crazy to protect your content as well, because it takes a long time, and being a content creator yourself, मतलब coming up with an idea, like for example, you brainstorming में, I just spot for one thing, and that is brainstorming में जब किसी idea पे हल्का सा हाहा होता है ना, हाहा, this is good. साला उस एक हाहा को end तक preserve करना is the task. Because इतनी iteration होती है, इतनी back and forth होती है कि वो एक comedy tragedy बन जाती है end में जाके. Because उसमें ये भी आएगा, ये भी आएगा, ये भी आएगा, ये भी. So like pure focus on ये idea है, and we execute it, and then we integrate the brand as part of the narrative. And if you see all the videos, right? The brand is part of the narrative. It's not jabardasti, there's no plug, right? So content first and brand integration next. But both are priorities. Because अगर आपने brand अपने आंखों के सामने रखा हमेशा, तो आपको user तो नजर नहीं आएंगे, आपको अपना brand ही नजर आता रहेगा, right? So the brand has to be, the logo has to be, that whole sensibility has to be behind you, and so you can see your users as they are. And brand is just a conduit, a bahana to make that happen, right?
Yeah.
I hope that answers the question.
Yes. And in fact, it brings me to something that you have, written and said, that content marketing is exact opposite of advertising. Can you please elaborate on that? What it is?
Advertising is, the thing is, we've all grown up on advertising. Like, remember there was only one TV channel back in the 80s and 90s, Doordarshan, right? The idea of a remote control was not there. Remote control was nothing but a bullshit detector. Right? Imagine there's one TV channel, one TV in one house in the 80s, and उसपे रामायण आ रहा है. So उसमें the idea of remote control did not exist, right? So when ads came, we did not know कि ये ad है कि programming है, right? That's why we remember Bajaj or Nirma, because there was just one TV channel. And when multiple channels came on the screen, right? Then remote control was born, which is like a bullshit detector. Whenever we saw bullshit, we switched the channels. So those bullshit radars in our head are so finely evolved that now, young people can spot an ad miles away. Alt tab, we're gone to something else. We're so trained to ignore ads. right? You open any website, just add blindness about आपको कहाँ देखना है, कहाँ नहीं देखना है, right? So the trust in advertising has been lost over a lot of years, right? So I believe that, when we create content which is in the interest of the users, it's about them, it's about engagement, then we're not advertising. Because advertising में क्या होता है कि मतलब, especially in TV ads, the biggest challenge is कि एक experiment 5-5 करोड़ का होता है, right? So जब किसी brand के लिए एक experiment 5-5 करोड़ का है, then they can only do so many experiments in a year, right? But when our audience has moved entirely from, say, traditional media to social, like India, where people spend 28 hours a week on their mobile devices and 4 hours on TV, right? Now imagine if you spend 5 crores on digital content, right? So content to me is a marathon, right? It's like you produce 10 hoping 2 will be super hit, and ads is like कि आपको हर बॉल पे छक्का ही मारना है, right? And TV ads में generally every TV ad is a sixer because they can't measure कि क्या हुआ इससे. So when they can't measure, it's like कि अच्छा ही चला हुआ.
Yeah, makes sense. While we were talking about the whole content space and everything around it, one prominent thing was this Reliance Jio effect that a lot of new users from even tier 2, tier 3 cities came into existence, and they have started consuming a lot of content. The second one would be like, let's say during this pandemic, what are some prominent trends that you have seen and shifts that you have seen in terms of content consumption or creation during the pandemic that you have noticed?
See, first thing is, of course, because geo and penetration of internet across the country, this is the best time to be in content because everybody is consuming content. Data is cheap, phones are cheaper. But something which happened in the pandemic when shit hit the fan in March, April, which completely blew my mind, was suddenly all the ads were off. No company had budgets for brand, no for marketing, for spending. So the only thing which was flourishing on news feeds were content, right? There was no ads in your face, because at that time every brand just had to stay relevant. Like the biggest challenge for Ixigo as a travel company, took a nosedive, was not about let's get more bookings, because for a plane and you booking kaise aayenge, right? It was about keeping your brand relevant, and you keep your brand relevant when your category is part of conversations below your content. Only then you're part of the lives of users. And at that time, we realized that nobody is spending on ads, so ads completely vanish, and that was like the golden period of content. And usse the user behavior which has started, right, was consumption of more content across the board. And in content creation as well, like I never knew that working from home could be such a boon, because there was this notion that it's a very collaborative exercise. We have to team up, we have to brainstorm. One person was in Bareilly, in Allahabad, one was in Bhiwadi, one was in Patiala, one was in Delhi, I was in Gurgaon, and we created content one after the other, and it went viral, right? It was just crazy collaboration, and this is doable, right? So जो भी फालतू के nuances, the beliefs which were there about कैसे the collaboration or brainstorming will happen, we did everything. मतलब we had to get a voiceover done from an artist in Bangalore. He didn't have a mic. We just delivered a mic from Amazon, and the cost of that was nothing. Right? नहीं तो उसको बोलो आप studio जाओ ताम झाम ये. So it's a completely new way of looking at content. So I think we've become more focused, and one thing which working from home has taught us is सारी meetings time पे होती हैं, and because of that, the productivity goes up because there's action happening, progress happening every day. So it's not that nobody's going somewhere, nobody's traveling anywhere, कोई और किसी meeting में busy नहीं है. So I think 2020 was not one of the best years, but it really made us realize how to play our strengths and get away from the bullshit in terms of focusing on what's right.
How do you manage your, let's say, personal content creation, and how do you manage being the VP of content marketing? How different are these two roles for you in terms of process of creation?
What do you mean? Which personal content?
Like when you're writing the book, it's something that you're individually doing that, or whereas when it's creating a video for the brand. So how different is both the processes for you?
See, process तो ऐसा ही मतलब this is not a job, right? I don't have two jobs, right? That एक personal काम के लिए job और एक Ixigo या फिर working helping startups this job. This is a lifestyle because we're thinking of ideas all day long, thinking about the mind is working in that direction all day long, right? So the only thing I've seen, the only process which is which worked for me writing the book, because writing the book was like every weekend in the last 3 years was dedicated to the book, and it was like I was always attached to short form content, 2 to 3 minute videos, because आपने idea सोचा, execute किया, and results आए. Book was like a big project. It was like making Lagan. I'm like, इतनी बड़ी movie कौन बनाएगा, right? And the only process which helped was, I remember Will Smith once said that, you just, focus on laying one brick as best as you can, one day at a time, and then eventually you'll have a wall. So the game was, I just broke it down to, that bite-sized work jo aaj hoga, right? It could be bite-sized, right? And the same process applies to videos as well. Because what you see in the end and when it started, there are a lot of steps which go in the middle, right? And so, and that's what the pandemic has taught us, that, it's all about progress and not perfection. Because perfection is a disease which kills creativity like crazy. But dhire dhire when you moved in that direction, right? Progress is amazing. Like one thing at a time. Ek din mein, ek paragraph. Ek din mein aaj ye task. And by the end of a couple of days, you look back and shit, like we've achieved all this, right?
Yeah. I think we are too we have too romanticized the perfectionist mindset, and maybe we should move on to more like a publisher mindset, so that events we get in.
See, the biggest problem with perfectionism is, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it causes unnecessary delay, which are just in the mind, right? The more I seek perfection, the more I procrastinate, and the more my intent of doing that decreases, right? So I'm not saying that perfection is wrong. I'm like, I define that this is the level of excellence I need. This is where that benchmark is created. ये होना चाहिए, right? तो जब वो achieve हो गया, तो चाय और समोसा पार्टी, that's it. ये नहीं कि मतलब इसके और ऊपर कर सकते हैं इसके और ऊपर. If you ask Amir Khan and ask him, यार लगान, do you think, are you happy with it? He'll tell you, नहीं यार बहुत सारी चीजें रह गई इसमें. Of course रहेगा इसमें, it's fine, right? But when you take your vision for a product or a video and you execute as you had intended, right? The thing is, कि इसमें कितना कुछ रह गया है. जनता के लिए it's like, oh shit, ये भी कुछ होता है. It's a completely new thing which they see, right? So I think falling into the pit of perfection is the most dangerous thing, apart from laziness in creativity.
Like last few questions that I want to ask you, and this is more towards how do we see the future of the content space entirely, because in the last episode we were talking to Amit Doshi about the audio space and podcasts and everything around the audio kind of content in India. It's like it's booming right now, and it has a lot of potential. What do you see? How will the video content space be in the coming few years? Because we have seen it's everyone said that go start a YouTube channel, do videos first, do reels and everything else. But what do you see happening in the next few years in terms of the video space?
See, if you want to understand the trends, it's just look back a few years before we look forward, right? If you look back, videos was not a big deal because video used to buffer, right? You need to have a faster connection. So, short images, they work better. Blogs, they work better. But then suddenly when videos exploded because of, a lot of bandwidth, then videos exploded, right? So videos are here to stay because user behavior is aligned to videos, is aligned to watching videos, right? Swiping up the newsfeed, it's aligned to that, right? Now, right now, videos are dominating, and videos, will continue to dominate, and we should experiment with new formats as well. We haven't done a lot of experimentation. एक चीज चलती है, हम सब गधों की तरह उसके पीछे भागने लग जाते हैं, एक ही चीज करते रहते हैं. For example, live video is still not experimented a lot, right? छोटी-छोटी चीजें, every platform has different features, and we need to experiment with those. So video is here to stay. Now, if you look at last couple of months, right? when this whole lockdown started, suddenly podcasts and audio contents, was on the rise because a lot of people were listening. The user behavior was shifting in terms of consuming audio content as well. So like there's a lot of promise right now in audio content, right? But again, audio content needs to be experimented beyond what it's already there. Because हम वही करते रहेंगे जो होता आ रहा है, तो वही रिजल्ट आएंगे जो आते आ रहे हैं, right? So we need to experiment with the audio content as well. But I feel that there's a lot of promise in podcasts. There's a lot of promise in audio content as well because user behavior has been adapted to that. And it took a couple of months to get adapted to that. For example, I remember I was attending a session at Google many years back when Google Docs and Gmail was launched. He's like, how can people keep their documents in the cloud, man? The whole thing is I need the PC right in front of me, right? And the guy gave an example about how user behavior shifted over time about banks. पहले आप बैंक में जाते रहे, used to go to the teller, take the money, and nobody used to trust the ATM. ये machine से कौन लेगा? I don't know, सही निकलेंगे नहीं निकलेंगे. And now nobody goes to the teller. People are lining up at the ATM because the user behavior has shifted over time. And audio, I think the user behavior shifted right in March, April when lockdown started, and a lot of people because suddenly people had more time. किसी को office में नहीं जाना, भागा दौड़ नहीं करनी. The work was more structured, right? So that was the time which was like a boon for audio content and for everybody to explore, audio content as well. Like there's so many different platforms which have sprung up and which were flying under the radar before, and now they're exploding. So I'm really excited about audio content, and of course doing a lot of experiments in video because video mein there's so much potential in live video. There's so much potential in actually reimagining influencer marketing. I mean, with influencer marketing, a lot of brands treat influencers nothing but distribution channels, right? Regional content is next. There's so much to do, like life is too short, right?
In terms of regional content, or let's say building for Bharat, the whole narrative that's going around right now, how do you see, are we going to see more regional content being created by brands?
Absolutely, because I think, the power of India is in, regional content, right? Like you'll be surprised how, we've experimented with regional content. We've created videos in different languages, and I never and this was like 3 years back, right? We made a video how to speak Hyderabadi. I'm like, Hyderabadi video kaun log dekhenge, right? It blew my mind that it's regional is not just people living in that area. It's the culture which spreads across the world, right? So we made a video how to speak Malayalam. Arey wo Malayalam video sirf Kerala mein nahi chala, wo Middle East mein bhi chala, Kerala mein bhi chala. Every people, it went everywhere. Everybody who had Malayali spouse or a boss or a friend, they started having engagement on those. So I believe the potential for regional is huge, but regional content is not about translating in that language. It's about understanding the nuances of that culture. And that's what the whole thing, it's about giving a shit about your users. अगर आपके users, for example, मराठी बोलते हैं, महाराष्ट्र में रहते हैं, तो सोचो यार इनकी लाइफ में प्रॉब्लम क्या है. अगर if you're a bank and you personal finance, what are the tiniest things when it comes to personal finance in Maharashtra? People who speak Marathi, not कि मतलब हमने हिंदी में बनाया और उसको हमने अलग लैंग्वेज में ट्रांसलेट कर दिया. That's the easiest job, because हमें जनता को चीजें दिखानी नहीं है. We need to take them on a ride. We need engagement, and engagement will happen when somebody who speaks Marathi takes your video and shares it with their family group. अब वो चीज आपका कोई भी पैसा नहीं खरीद सकता, right? That your content has to earn. And you can only earn that when your content is authentically, which understands, the regional sensibilities, not just the language, the nuances as well. So when we made videos about how to speak Lucknowi, how to speak Kanpuriya, we didn't take normal words. We took words which were part of the lingo beyond just the dictionary academic Hindi. Sorry, that language. And that's the beauty of it. I mean, like when you go regional, it is like... If you look India as a whole, it's, cricket and Bollywood. Great. When you deep dive, there is Lucknow versus Kanpur. There's Bangalore versus Hyderabad, right? There's veg biryani versus, the normal biryani, because veg biryani doesn't exist. But I'm just saying there's so many little conflicts, which is like, fun conflicts. So much stuff to explore.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I think one last question, and this is something that we at Pepper really, really believe in, that every company in future will become like a content company altogether. And at the same time, we are in this like a content renaissance and revolution because creators, individual creators, let that be YouTubers or TikTokers, they have it's so easy to create content now. It's so easy to distribute the content as well through so many apps and everything else. But what do you think? What kind of potential does we as a country hold in terms of the content space as creators or?
See, the thing is, if it's easy to create and distribute, that doesn't mean everything is quality. When Amazon disrupted traditional publishing, right? They said Kindle pe aao, you can publish your book for free. Everybody started writing books, right? And freely publishing on Kindle. That doesn't mean that like 95% of the content on Kindle in the beginning was shit, right? अगर कोई चीज करनी आसान है, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि वो अब अच्छी कर रहे हो, right? Because only the quality will rise to the top. If something is free to do, easy to distribute, the first idea we get in our head is बहुत सारा करते हैं, and in that quantity we lose the quality. अगर आपने 200 वीडियो बना लिए, राइट, और हर वीडियो पे 4 लाइक्स आए, और आपने यहाँ पे एक वीडियो बनाया जिसपे 40,000 लाइक्स आए, फॉर एग्जाम्पल, which is better, right? So even though it is easy to create content, even though it's easy to distribute content, the only people only concepts, creators who rise to the top, which truly understand their audience and create for them, right? And that quality will come from that obsession about understanding the nuances. If it's a YouTuber and they're say catering to a specific audience, or it's a brand catering to their users, in different regions, wherever they are, it's all about how much of a shit you give in understanding their life, their pain points, where the product, the category fits in. Like, for example, I was at an event and this guy stood up and asked a question. He's like, I'm from a very boring company, boring category. We make inverters, right? So what kind of content can we do? I'm like, पहले तो ये बोलना बंद करो that you're in a boring category. Inverters bring light in the lives of people. Now, can you imagine, right, the kind of ideas you can come up which have the same DNA of bringing light in the lives of people, right? So tools, I mean, it's a great thing that a lot of people can create, but I feel, and that's the most important thing, that's the whole essence of this book is, you can go really fast right now with all the tools, distribution. First, pick the fucking direction. Jana kahan pe? Because you can go really fast in circles as well, right? Because the thing is, if you're going from Delhi to Mumbai और आपके railway tracks 1 degree भी अलग direction में है, तो आप Calcutta पहुंच जाओगे, right? So if you obsess about the direction, then everything which is available, the freely, all the tools, distribution, then the power of this actually becomes your jet engines.
Yeah.
Right? But if your idea, if you haven't worked on the direction, the right kind of ideas, then you're just in the crowd because everybody else is posting. Like my cousins is also posting. Everybody's doing stuff, right? And I mean, the news feed is very democratic everywhere. Big brands are competing with my cousin's friend as well, who's also, creating content. Because becoming a content creator, I believe, right? It's a long game. It's like running the marathon. It's not about hitting sixes. It's about staying on the crease, consistently producing content and getting better, because in the process, you will also evolve as a human being. Like I was a very different person 6 years back or 3 years back, and I'll be a different person 3 years from now. And that is connected to the more I'm learning to get better. And that's the same thing applies to everyone, right? Platforms are freely available. Distribution is free, but pick the right direction.
Got it. This brings me to like our last like section, which is more like a fun set of questions.
I thought this whole thing was fun.
But this is more like let's say like a quick 10-second questions. And I would request if you like just answer the first thing that comes to your mind, and it's more like a picking set of questions.
Okay.
More like would you rather kind of questions.
Okay.
Can we go ahead? Can we start with that?
Go ahead. Sure.
Yes. Okay. Would you rather create or be part of webinars, or let's say normal videos like podcasts or
Videos.
something like that? Okay.
Videos.
Would you rather go offline from social media or avoid having coffee or tea or drinks for a whole week?
Social media.
Okay. Would you rather have a job where you don't write at all or have a job where you write all the time?
It's somewhere in the middle because writing is so essential to anything. आपको idea आप लिखोगे नहीं तो उड़ जाएगा, right?
Yeah. Okay. Would you rather create more like time-consuming videos or create quicker social media creatives or like say smaller videos, smaller time duration videos?
Yeah, every video takes the same time to create because one thing I've realized to create shitty content and great content, effort is same. Right?
Okay.
It's all about
Okay.
the direction, right?
Okay. Okay. Would you rather gain a higher click-through rate or more number of shares?
Shares, man. Everything else is just just this doesn't matter in front of shares because shares gives you that engagement, that snowball effect, right? When it goes explodes in all directions, then all other numbers. See, shares is the tide which raises all the boats, right? All the numbers will go up eventually if the engagement of shares are going up.
Yeah. Okay. The next one is, would you rather create content for an exciting new startup or more like an established organization or like an MNC kind of brand?
I don't give a shit about startups or big companies, small companies. I love to create content or work with people who truly give a shit about their users, right? And that shows up in the product, in the services and communication. It could be the government, it could be the startup, it could be a big company, doesn't matter. Because if it's a big company and like social media content strategy, this book will not help if you don't love your users, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's it. I mean, that's agnostic of the type of company.
Okay. The next one is, would you rather have a job where you have to talk to people all day, or you would want a job where you're sitting at your desk alone and working and creating ideas?
Why don't you answer that for me? You will look like I'll sit at a desk all day long. First option, of course.
Okay. Would you rather work on creating content with a big team, let's say 10, 20, 30, 40 people, or with like just a small set of team where there are 4, 5 people?
Small set, man. Bigger team को सबको खुश करना पड़ता है. Small team is so focused. It's like like an army, air force, and navy. It's like we're ninjas.
Got it, got it. Would you rather have a terrible boss but a great job, or a great boss at a terrible job?
Job doesn't matter. Boss comes first, right? Because if the boss is and you are not looking in the same direction, job is defined by that. Because people don't leave companies; they leave their bosses, right?
Got it. Last question: would you create viral content even more, or you want to create content just for the sake of it and not think about virality of it?
See, that's the thing. Every content you create, everything you write, everything you click, everything you shoot deserves an audience. So viral content, viral videos is not a category. कि 4 product videos, 2 education videos, और 5 viral videos. Any video, anything which you produce, anything where you put your mind and you create, that deserves an audience, and that deserves engagement. So I feel everything we create should be made with a direction that why will it impact somebody's life, so they start, the content genuinely engages with them. So viral, the word itself is very abused everywhere, right? Because viral is an outcome. Because when you say कि हम will make 5 videos and 2 product videos, 3 education videos, 1 viral video. So बाकी videos में क्या? You don't give a shit about audience. You don't give a shit about entertainment. You don't give a shit about music. You don't give a shit about subtitles. कुछ नहीं करोगे, right? सिर्फ camera on रख के छोड़ दोगे, right? So obsessing about users stems from the whole idea that content should be in the interest of the users. So even when we create videos in house, जो सिर्फ 100 लोग 150 लोग देखेंगे, this videos are made in the same way, right? Because if your content, if your creation did not impact the audience, तो किसने देखा? आपके मम्मी ने और आपके spouse ने. That's it, right? So what's the point of that? And WhatsApp family group ने यहाँ पे everybody's like great, great, great.
Ashish, this has been like a 40-minute social media masterclass for me altogether. And I'm very, very sure people who are going to watch this and listen to this, they're going to feel the same way of how insightful and yet fun this whole conversation was. So thank you so much for giving us your time for this. And I'm going to put a link to your book and to your Twitter account and LinkedIn account as well, so that everyone who wants to just DM you or
Awesome.
speak to you or have any questions for you, they can directly reach to you on these social media channels as well. Any tips that you want to give to aspiring
Absolutely, I'll be
content
happy to.
creators?
See, get the book. And the reason I'm saying get the book is anybody who's read the book, I make time to talk to them if they have questions. Because, I love when somebody has taken extensive notes, has tons of questions, because they're aligned to learning. They're aligned to getting better, right?
Yeah.
I'm on my own path of learning, getting better, right? So, jo ab tak ho chuka hai, start your journey from there now. Right?
Yeah.
So I will not say that you'll send me a message, I'll meet you tomorrow, but I'll figure out time and you become my priority because you are aligned at the right, in the right direction. Right? I wrote the book not just for this reason, only that, if the book can actually ignite other people to start creating content, be it starters or content creators. And I've got so many feedback and messages that, people created content and they're getting engagement. It's just about looking at your existing process, the way you create, with a new lens. Right?
Yeah.
And that's it. And that lens is, the process which is there in the book. So if you read it and ask me questions, I'll be happy to answer that. And if you don't read it, then it's expensive.
Great. Thank you so much, Ashish, once again. And we have had a great conversation. And everyone who's watching or listening to this, please, if you have any questions, feel free to directly reach to Ashish.
Awesome. Thanks, Pawan. It was great.
I hope you all enjoyed this conversation with Ashish. If you want to reach out to him with more questions, please, there's a link to his social accounts in the description of this episode. And Pepper Spotlight is available to listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Hubhopper, Anchor, Gaana, JioSaavn, whatever podcast app that you listen to, any audio music app that you listen to, you will find our show over there. And you can also watch this on YouTube. So please just hit the subscribe button or this follow button on Spotify. And if you have any suggestions for whom do you want to see on this show, what topics should we cover about in the upcoming episode, please just feel free to DM us on Instagram at @pepper_content. And we'll see you again in 2 weeks. Thank you so much. Keep supporting us. My name is Pawan Rochwani, and we'll see you soon in the next episode.